Welcome back
to video number 4.
No. So in this video, we're gonna be saying like basically the tips needed on becoming a successful entrepreneur and just like the different like components required for being, a successful business person.
Yeah.
So I'll start. So some important tips that you guys need to know or at least think of when becoming a successful entrepreneur. The first one would be think of the future.
Yeah. And in terms of thinking of the future, so for me personally, when thinking of a title for my book, I did Luna Lockdown and the Puppy Chronicles. So like in the future, I can create different stories in the Puppy Chronicles so I can make more books.
Yeah.
And then, so another tip is don't be afraid to fail.
And by that, me personally, in my business, it would be doing somebody's hair wrong. So like, that's why like for me personally, like as I said, I would, do hairstyles to my best friend's hair. That was when I first started doing hairstyles in boys' hair, because that's kind of how I, started getting accustomed to doing hair. I started with boys' hair and then I moved on to girls' hair. So yeah, don't be afraid to mess up, because you're gonna need like a test dummy. My best friend was my test dummy. But if you're doing a hairstyle for the first time and it's not somebody that you're testing it on, you gotta give the person a disclaimer that there might be some, but I'm gonna try my best. Word.
Yeah.
So the third one is gonna be don't stop your passion because it won't sell.
Yeah. And so in terms of my personal experience, so I do photography, and that's one of my passions, and I am still doing photography besides doing photos for the book, even though that was my main goal at the time. And even though my book is doing successfully, that doesn't mean like if it wasn't going to sell well, that didn't mean like, oh, I'm a bad photographer or something like that. So it doesn't mean that. It just means like maybe you're marketing wrong, or maybe there's something you have to change, but you shouldn't stop what you love doing because it's not making you money. Like you love doing it, so keep doing it.
Right.
And then the next one would be don't start a business because others are doing it. Start a business because you like doing it.
Yeah, and like for me, my example, the reason why I agree with that is because you don't want to do it just because everyone is doing it. Something that's different from Lexi's business is it's unique because it's a book and she created it. So you're not going to see her same book on different platforms because she's the writer for that book. But for me, knowing that there's like hair businesses out there, it's kind of like, don't just start it because people have hair businesses and you want to, be known and, get your clout up and stuff like that. Do it because you like it, because you can make something special about your hair business that's different from the rest, which is why I also said I don't necessarily like have a shop set up because, I don't want to, be the same as other people. And then I think this is our fourth tip or fifth tip, would be prepared for good and bad days. The days that are slow or, not necessarily good. And then the days that are good where, your business is growing markedly, your business is growing like client-based or, seller-based. And even like just name-based and getting like, your stuff out there.
Especially when it comes to promoting is something that, especially for me, when I was starting my book out, I had really slow days when I wasn't promoting anything, and I kind of had to get the word out there. And it kind of, after a while of getting the word out, I think it took a couple of weeks, because like I knew people. I was like, oh, buy this book, because I was pushing. I was calling people like, buy my book. But the thing is, like, say you don't do that, say you just put up a post on social media. I did put a post on social media. That didn't really do so well. Right. So I had to do, and so also I'm just part of organizations that you're part of. So I'm part of organization Jack and Jill. I was doing book readings there. I was doing book readings at other schools. So just really getting out there, especially, I think you'll have better days. But I was having slow days too, especially with posting and stuff like that. Those weren't really going as successful as I thought.
Yeah, I think for me too, it was the same thing as well. Like, you could always post like, your hairstyles on IG and, Snapchat and stuff. And that was kind of the way that I was like, promoting it. But then I realized it was not working the way that I needed to, and my numbers weren't climbing. So then I noticed I had to like find a different outlet. So rather than just posting, I would like, I don't know, if somebody was like, oh, they like my hair, I'd be like, oh yeah, you know, I have a hair business, you know, you should check that out and stuff, to kind of get more random people, you know, being involved in my business and wanting to come, rather than just the people I know on Snap or IG. Yeah.
And then so our next tip is to do things for your business that is a necessity for you to grow, like when you're first beginning, not more like necessary, like an accessory.
Yeah. So like I say that because you know, there's a lot of things that you want to add to your business, but something that you have to focus on is kind of building that foundation first before you can like expand and, you know, make it creative, or, you know, make it just your own. I feel like you kind of need the essentials first, you know, the name to it, the purpose to it.
The name to it. That's important. I had to get my name from my book, Lunar Lockdown Puppy Chronicles. That's under me, so no one else can use that name.
For me, it's simple. Hair by parents, but still, it's still a name, you know? So you gotta like get the foundation for your business before you start like going off and saying like, oh, maybe I should add this, or maybe I should add this, because you know, you need to make sure that
like for me, I decided like get my book out first. That was a necessity, and then like, oh, I can do Lunar Lockdown merch and stuff, like t-shirts, hoodies, but like, you know, that's an accessory, you know, but like I kind of need to get my business going
and get the book out there first, right? And then now you might be wondering why this computer is sitting here.
This lovely laptop, you know.
Right? So basically, like, we have an entrepreneurship starter pack. It's basically like a brochure that we have, and it just has the 4 different essentials that you need to know for starting a business, as well as the definition of what entrepreneurship is, because you know, people still
don't know
what that is, and also the steps that you can take if you're interested in starting your own hair business.
Basically like a paper form of everything we've talked about. And like if you want to get a copy of this, there will be a link in the description below.
So
yeah, go check that out if you're interested in like what we were talking about.
Yeah, should we like say some of the stuff on here and kind of explain it? Or I feel like it's self-explanatory.
I feel like it is.
I mean, like,
the social media.
We were
kind of talking about it.
Entrepreneurship is just, the actor, like the entrepreneur, sets up a business or several businesses in which one might take on financial risk in hope of profit and growing and a growing platform.
Don't read it all, because if
they
buy it, we can make money from it. Market.
Raised, okay. But yeah, so I think
that's it.
Yeah, that's the end of the tips that we have.
Tips and tricks.
Make sure you check this out.
Link in the description
below.
Exactly. So,
anyways,
see you in the next video.
Bye.